We may not have internet. We don't have Neil.
Neil's here. He's just getting beverage.
Hi.
Hi. So I would recommend squinting at your screen right now, and we'll probably look better.
Yeah.
Or,
Squint.
Or maybe drink a lot of alcohol.
That's
I can't really condone that, but
Wouldn't
you know,
advise that.
it might
Robert
help
Shaw's
us look
brother
good.
in Jaws. Squint.
Squint and Quinn. That's us. Oh my God, we're Squint and Quinn.
Don't make me laugh. It hurts.
when you broadcast from a basement, sometimes the internet sketch.
Yeah, sometimes when we don't take the garbage out, Mom likes to
Turn us
you know,
off.
yeah.
Oh well, it's okay.
Yeah.
Just like you said, pretend it's 1996 internet, and you're watching your favorite 4 megabyte movie download. It took you 3 days to get.
Yeah,
That's us.
That's us.
That's us.
But in all seriousness, we may re-upload this. So if you're watching it and it looks good, then aren't you lucky?
That's right.
And if you're on the podcast, you don't give a fuck.
You're like, what? They're live? I didn't know that.
Tonight, we're going to be talking about road games in the newly minted month of March, being Women in Horror Month. We are celebrating one of the queens of horror, Jamie Lee Curtis. Road games. Australia, Stacy Keach.
Yep.
What more do you want? An adorable dog.
A dingo.
A dingo.
That doesn't steal a baby.
That's
Nope,
right.
No baby. Steals an heiress. All right, everybody.
Stole my heart.
stole everyone's hearts, Caleb. Cheers.
Happy Friday.
I agree, Miss Movie Buff. It's probably just a ghost. Ghosts do like to mess with electronic equipment, right?
They enjoy it a lot, from what we understand.
Let me understand.
That and your cupboards.
That was the old place.
Yeah.
They're not in my cupboards now. They ain't in my cupboards no more.
Ghost in the Cupboard. It's a new book.
It's better than the
Yes.
Indian in the cupboard.
Maybe they're there. They're just not strong enough to manifest it
They
to
have
open.
they have brittle, hollow bones,
There
and
you
they
go.
can't
Yeah.
push.
They don't have the anger. You make them too happy, so they don't.
I delight them.
What they have to do is they have to get inside your dolls, especially your dummies with the pull strings. So I bet Scott would love that.
Speaking of, I
Yes.
acquired a new child.
Really?
I should have brought a picture. Darn it. It's very sad he's nude. He doesn't have any clothes. And, we have a saying in our house, no dummy left behind.
Right.
So he had to come home. He was, very inexpensive, perhaps because of the nudity. But, we cleaned him up. We put him up with the other boys. So far, everybody's happy. They're turning into a real gang.
Are you sure he's happy being paraded for everyone to look at with no clothing?
That could be
traumatizing to a little dummy.
How am I gonna find a little suit that fits him?
They're out there.
Tiny. I might have to sew him something.
He's a loincloth or something. Give the doll his
Hell,
dignity,
or-
for God's sakes.
A paper towel, anything.
You guys, it's not like he has a little junk.
You can buy a little kid underwear.
Oh my
little
God! What
underoos.
about a little onesie? Probably something for very small.
Yeah,
could do a
get
onesie.
like the preemie baby clothes.
Yep.
Do they make
Yeah.
suits?
Yeah.
I'm going to insist that you do this.
I know. This is kind of weird.
You act like his little junk is saying no. He doesn't have junk.
He's probably getting teased by the other dummies.
Never. It's blood in, blood out in our house. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, and he's the one being blooded.
Yeah.
Never. Stop it. You know
Scandals
what?
all over the internet telling that he doesn't have junk. What the hell?
I know,
this
right?
up, next time you come over to my house, someone may garrote you, just like in the
He's at
film.
home right now just going, just shut up, Mom! Just shut up!
We're on his side. We're trying to help
I know.
I don't think he's thinking like that. I mean, the poor man's like 80 years old. He's just like, what? In other news, I'm trying to get to my notes.
In other news. Hey, welcome to the Cult Show.
And other nudes.
Thanks for being here tonight.
I watched a terrible movie.
Oh.
I had an opportunity to be with a friend, and we're like, let's watch something really, really bad and just make fun of it the whole time. Sometimes like how we do on the Cult Show, only it's way more fun if you're actually with a friend in person. It's very depressing if you're alone to watch a bad movie.
Oh, I thought you were was an insult towards us. It's fun when you're with a real friend.
Wow. I didn't say.
That's what it sounded like.
That. No, but like sometimes you're like, oh, maybe this will be fun because it's so bad. But if you're not like with people, it's just the most depressing thing probably ever done.
Got it.
So I watched Gates of Darkness.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shocker, right?
Right.
It's from like 2018 or 2019, so it's not that old. It has Tobin Bell, it has John Savage, it has Adrienne Barbeau, and Wasted. All of them are just... This movie was one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen in my life. It is so bad.
Wow.
Painfully bad. The movie is called Gates of Darkness. There is nothing to do with Gates of Darkness in the film.
Okay.
Like they're all trying with a very, very bad script. And I have a theory that whoever made this movie just like made it for funsies and was like, I have a lot of money. I can make movies now. Like how people do that. And it's kind of like about a possession, but not really. And it's kind of about sins of the Catholic Church, but not exactly. There's a ghost grandpa.
But not exactly.
But not exactly.
Does he have clothes?
He has maybe too much clothes, in fact. Like a lot of accessories. It was just god awful, but it was very funny to make fun of and just makes no sense. It goes nowhere. Thank God it wasn't very long. So Gates of Darkness.
Okay. Avoid.
No, watch it. I'm just kidding.
Nice.
Yes.
Me?
You.
All right. Well, so I was sick last time we were here.
Oh yeah, welcome back, by the way.
Thank you very
You
much.
didn't
Appreciate
die.
it.
We missed
I
you.
wasn't fishing for that. I was leading up to. I had 2 days off of work. I had the whole weekend off with no kids because I was just. It was
sick.
gross. It was awful.
Too sick to
So I had a
parent.
lot of time to watch some things. So, The Gentleman, a new series on Netflix created by Guy Ritchie. If you like English gangster movies, this is a
Irish or Scottish or no?
It's not a movie. It's a series. It's a show.
Limited series.
Yes,
program?
Yeah, like 8 or 9 episodes
Okay.
or something. Very Guy Ritchie though. Loved it. Smashed through it. Watched the entire thing. Currently watching Shogun on Hulu.
Oh, okay, yes.
They're
Which
pushing
is-
that one on me real
It's a
hard.
very, very, very good show. Enjoying that a lot. You guys gave me, 2 books actually, but I finished one of them already, and that was Hyde, and that was excellent. Have you done your episode on that yet? Or is that
Yes,
coming
you
in?
have to go back.
I have to go back. Okay, I will
Yeah.
go find that then and listen to that.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. You get a book sometimes, you don't want to put it down. Just absolutely loved it. It's a lot of fun. Really interesting idea.
Kirsten White.
And then I watched another thing, but I'm gonna let Neil when Neil gets
You
to
can go
that.
ahead.
Oh no, it's fine.
No.
No, it's
Oh,
fine.
no.
Yeah, no, it's all right. You go.
Okay.
Tell us.
You go.
So we watched this movie, not together. It just happened to be we both watched it last week. The new Nick Cage one, Dream Scenario.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which looks so funny. It was such a good trailer.
That's one of the things we were saying was we're trying to spoil it since you haven't
Right.
seen it yet. But
You didn't like
yeah,
it?
we thought. Well, no, it's not that
No,
we didn't
it's
like
good.
it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's just I as well was going into it thinking it was going to be mainly a comedy, maybe a little weird, but
It's like Cage.
not really. I mean, there's comedic elements, but it's more off-putting in ways, I guess, right?
This
like a
had,
dramedy?
and I'm not gonna spoil anything of what happened, but this has one of the most awkward situations in a movie that I've ever seen in my life. Where I
Is it
was
deliberate?
I mean, it's
Yeah.
part of the movie. It's,
Yeah.
it's what it, but it is just so awkward and made me feel so uncomfortable that I was like kind of watching through fingers, and it just like, and when it ended, the scene ended, I had
were
to turn the
happy.
TV, I had to turn the TV off and I had to go back to it the next day.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. It was,
I've never heard of such a thing.
I don't like uncomfortable situations.
So you must love sitcoms.
No, I mean, Like Meet the Fockers made me uncomfortable. I did not like that movie or any of its follow-ups, and that's supposed to be comedy, right?
It is.
Yeah. So I don't like those. They make me
No.
feel yucky and gross and bad for the the person that is
Being
doing
tormented.
the awkward thing.
Do you have the same
Yeah.
issue like Borat? Like when they're doing the jokes on the people?
This is we're going deep. This is therapy. This is a safe space.
That's an interesting question because I don't remember that feeling because they're
You were
making
high.
fun of people,
Yeah.
that deserve to be made fun of.
Typically.
Right?
Yes,
Does that make
typically.
sense? Like the Christian family
Yeah.
or the, politicians. Or,
Right.
So it's fine when
I'm not
Borat
going to
does
say
it.
those make me feel uncomfortable. No.
Okay.
No.
Just curious.
So,
But we liked it. I liked it.
yeah. By
So-
the end, when I finally powered through it, it's a good movie.
There's not a lot of things in movies that can make me uncomfortable. The recent one that comes to mind was in what's it called, Xanadu?
Yeah.
Like that movie just made me feel for everybody else involved with it, that they thought like, God damn, we're bringing back the MGM musical, and it was like, you didn't.
I have to disagree with you on that one.
Strongly
So-
disagree.
Yeah.
That's a lovely, charming film.
It is. Just a good time. A charming.
With a kick-ass
Yes.
title song too.
It was embarrassing because I felt bad for them for putting so much hard
God.
work into it. They worked
Were
so
you-
hard.
were you-
And,
not
and I
there?
requested that song the last time I went roller skating too.
That's the only
Nice.
place it's appropriate to request such a song.
I took my kids and my nieces there. And
Did you guys skate in the line going?
No,
Xanadu?
no,
Hey!
my kids and nieces didn't want anything to do
Okay.
with me. So I was out there going
Doing
like,
your own-
I was doing it myself.
Good.
I don't care.
God bless you, Caleb. God bless Xanadu.
Keeping the dream alive.
Uh-huh.
All right. Something else I did watch because actually my son and wife were out of town for about 4 days, so I as well had time. So I got to consume mass quantities
The media.
of media, of content.
Tell us.
Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live.
You did go back to our
I went-
ex-boyfriend, The Walking Dead.
And god damn it, it was good.
Oh!
Is it like all out? Like
No, it was
No.
Shudder had let you watch one free episode, the first episode.
So you
for
watched
free.
one
So I
episode.
watched the first episode. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch it, and then it ended, and I was just like, fuck, like damn it.
You went back.
So now I'm like, so then like the second one appears, you click on it, and it's like subscribe to AMC Plus to
Right.
watch it, and I
Which
was
you already
like,
canceled because you were so mad about.
right. So now I'm gonna wait maybe until they're all released, and then
There you
maybe
go.
I'll get it and try and
Steal them.
watch them all. But
Yeah, that's.
So-
I think. I think same. Like, I mean, we had our whole conversation about The Walking Dead being like an X
yeah,
on the show,
yeah.
and I do think I want to know how that arc ends,
Right.
but I'm not willing to pieces. Like, I want it to all be out, and then I just fucking watch it
Yeah.
because I might. I don't know. Because if it's a disappointment, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I believe me. Like you guys know me. I was hate watching the last 3 or 4 seasons, and I mean, I was so happy when I finished. But it was Rick and Michonne. I had to go back.
I know, I care about
Something
that.
was calling to me through the TV.
I care about Rick and Michonne.
Exactly. So I just kept hearing, Neil,
Coral's gone.
Coral.
But I've got
Coral? Bring Coral back.
you. Neil, where's Coral?
I had to. Anyway, so we'll see what happens with the rest of them. I got 2 episodes of that new thing, the Quiet on the Set, the dark side of kids and TV.
Oh, I've been
Yeah.
watching. This is like the lazy ass millennial version of I watch people talking about that
Okay.
on TikTok and YouTube instead of actually putting in the time to watch the program. But that's
Jesus,
like
Sandra, put in the work.
that's like what the recap people do for you though. Is they're like, I watch it so you don't have to. Here's the
Yeah.
facts. Yeah, I mean it's just been
I know it's
incredible
everywhere now.
stuff coming out of there.
Yeah, so I wanted to see it 'cause I remember I mean Dan Schneider's like the kind of the focal point thus far, at least in the first 2 episodes, and I remember him on Head of the Class along with Brian Robbins, who it's kind of funny because they came up together into Nickelodeon, and then Dan ended up becoming like showrunners, and Brian Robbins went on to do more executive stuff. Now he's a freaking head of Paramount, but at least of the theatrical stuff.
Mm.
But Anyway, it's weird. It's just weird. It's weird seeing it all and hearing about it
Sad.
now and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely it's interesting. And you're just some of the stuff. You're just like, gee, Emily, Christmas. What the hell was going through your mind?
Yeah, what the fuck was happening
But-
in Nickelodeon back then,
So,
man?
yeah, it's bizarre, but anyway, but it's good though. I mean, it's very compelling. You know, I mean, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I watched. I think there's at least 4 episodes have been on so far. Maybe I'm not sure how far it is,
I
how
feel
much, how many
guilty,
there
I
are.
should watch it.
But
And I
anyway,
like my recap. People just tell
That's
me.
fine.
I
then
feel
don't
like
worry
that's
about
your generation. I'm surprised Neil's watching it.
I know he's like, "What's this show? What show?"
it. Well, no, remember I had young kids, so
A lot of that's actually younger than us.
Some
yeah.
of it's younger and some of it's older too, actually. So yeah, I mean, it's
I
a good
watched,
balance, actually.
yeah, obviously the time period, because I mean we were teenagers or whatever, there was like, what's the one with the slime they used to dump on you? I can't remember what it's called now, but the original slime one where they would dump slime on the kids when they said a certain word.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah, that was before
That's-
the time.
that's
Double
like-
Dare. Double Dare.
No, even
No,
before
no.
that, there was another show.
Isn't that the one that? Oh, you can't say that on television
Is that what
because
it was
that's the
called?
one that Alanis Morissette was on.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And whenever there's a word you say, they dump slime on you. Army Beef, yes, Double Dare. But before that, there was another one. That
Double
I think
Dare?
what's it called? You can't say that on
Yeah,
television.
you can't say that on
Something like
television.
That is what it is.
Yeah. Anyway, that was when we were younger. But with my kids, especially my son, we were always watching like the iCarlys and
Hmm.
all the shows around them, which are the focus of this show.
Yeah, that was like
So.
the heat of it, kind of like
Exactly.
trailing
The
off
Dan
of
Schneider
like
shows.
Scott and I's day, like that, like the Amanda show and
Right.
stuff was like where we were like the turning
And all that
point.
Amanda Bynes stuff is crazy when they talk about it, especially with what's happened to her since then.
I know. I'm so
But-
rooting for her, Amanda. If you're watching, I'm rooting for you, girl. And kind of on a related note, I know I talked about this when it came out like last year, but I'm glad my mom died by Jeanette McCurdy. She was on
I've heard of that
Nickelodeon,
one.
kind of adjacent. Such a fucking good book. Even if you've never watched Jeanette McCurdy in anything, amazing memoir. So yeah,
Cool.
little plug.
Other things I just will mention real quick that if everyone hasn't seen yet, we had two trailers drop of significance for us in this room, in this world of horror, of a genre that we so much love.
Oh, I know what one is.
Which one?
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, absolutely. I don't know about you guys, but I got a big ass smile on my face after I watched that.
I'm thrilled.
So
I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled.
seeing him back was just like stupid shit-eating grin on my face.
I know.
So
I'm so excited. Beetlejuice, one of my first crushes. I love him so.
yeah, absolutely.
And it just looks phenomenal. I feel like, and I don't know, I could be wrong. I feel like it'll have the right amount of fan service without getting into like,
Yeah, patronizing us.
and not too much. I mean, one of my least favorite things in sequels is too many callbacks.
Mm.
I use the example all the time. Why is the rum always gone? And it's like, for fuck's sake, please stop. Like, you have to limit these things.
Right.
And I think he's gonna do it right.
I would hope.
Yeah. I would hope
Mother
so.
is back.
Yeah, no, I mean I'm assuming it looks like they killed off Jeffrey Jones because you obviously can't have him in the movie at this
Correct.
point. So that's based on that scene where they
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
like looks like a
We
funeral.
got Justin Theroux in
But-
there instead.
Oh, is he in there?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the other one at that grave
At the grave
scene,
site, yeah.
scene.
Oh, interesting.
Wearing a
I'm not
fabulous fucking coat.
Like, is that supposed to be Lydia's?
Is that her man?
Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Okay, interesting.
Maybe. That's kind of
interesting.
how I took it.
Or is
but
that mom's new man?
It could
is
be
that
that
their-
too.
is it
huh?
the
maybe?
new
But
Otho?
he's not standing next to the mom. He's standing next to Lydia,
Could
though.
we throw in
so.
this song?
That makes sense. It
I
could
want
be
him to be the new
Lydia's.
Otho.
Yes, the new Otho.
And what
Lydia
happened to the
does have a
Maitlands? Where are the
daughter,
Maitlands?
so
Maybe they crossed over
I
finally.
have so many questions. I'm so
Right.
excited.
Yeah, maybe they're in the brick chimney in the other side doing
Jump in the
Juno's
line.
job.
Oh,
I mean, who
yeah,
knows?
they're probably going to need more caseworkers.
They do need more caseworkers.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anyway, it's cool. And the one sheet, the teaser one sheet is so cool. It's just like Beetlejuice's hands.
Yes, with the
holding the
number,
tape.
so iconic.
Yeah, it's so cool. And then Alien Romulus. That also came out.
Oh.
So
Mhm.
anyway, that's it.
I'm probably a little bit more apprehensive about Alien Romulus, though I don't know why. I'm sure I like it.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, it's Fede. Fede Alvarez.
Alvarez. Like,
So,
I like him.
He overall, yeah. I mean, you have to wait and see. His stuff tends to be a little more, I don't want to say serious. Is mean spirited, I guess, maybe sometimes. His movies, but
Well,
not necessarily in a bad way.
because you're mean-spirited.
It's true.
No, Neil is a
100%.
nice person. We had this conversation in the kitchen at work earlier today.
Neil, you're so nice. Please don't fire me. That's what I
And then
would
it
say to
boiled
Neil.
down to who's a nice person to cats.
To cats.
Oh, to
Tail back to
cats?
a man, yes.
Absolutely. Oh, to cats? Period.
The cats, period.
All right.
Hey,
Probably get this started.
yeah, we're late. Real quick.
Hey, you know what? It's our goddamn show.
Cult film series in April. Can I just real quick tell everyone April 4th, People Under the Stairs and Shocker.
Nice.
Followed by
That's
2 weeks
crazy.
later, Enter the Clones of Bruce and the Dragon Lives Again. It's a Bruce Lee feature, yet there actually is no Bruce Lee in either of the films. It's just the
Wild.
first one is a new documentary about when Bruce Lee died. The other filmmakers who wanted to use his likeness to keep making money off of him. And then the Dragon Lives Again is like the most infamous of those movies.
Yeah.
It's because it's bonkers. Freaking movie is bonkers. Bruce Lee dies, goes to hell, and he meets Dracula and Popeye and James Bond, and
They're just
I mean
all
it's
these-
freaking nuts.
They probably didn't have the rights to any of these
No, of course
people.
not.
Not a one.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's funny. It's so funny. Anyway, that's all I got for you.
Okay.
That's enough.
Other than
That's
that, by the
plenty.
way, we have merch. Where do they go to get our merch, Caleb?
thecultshow.com/store.
There you go.
Because we put the slash in
Fiction.
store.
We
Slash
put the
fiction.
slash, yes.
If you know,
All right.
you know. I would like the Jake bumper, please. Just hearing his little voice. So as forementioned, tonight we are talking about 1981's Road Games, directed by Richard Franklin and written by Everett DeRoche. And
The Roach?
DeRoche? It's the man's name.
Not The Roach,
What
but
am I
it's The
saying?
Roach.
Mean-spirited. What was I saying? And Richard Franklin, I think, had the
The roaches
original
and a cat.
story. He had the credit for that. Stacy Keach
The
playing
Keach.
Pat Quid.
The Keacher.
Jamie Lee Curtis playing Hitch. Some other people. So this was 1981. The 70s and 80s had a slew of trucker and car movies. And this is kind of like one of the horror entries of that. It's kind of horror, thriller, comedy. It's
Yes.
all of the above. Stacy Keach is Pat Quid, mostly called Quid to his friends. He is a long haul trucker, and he has an adorable dingo companion named Boswell, and he waxes philosophic whilst driving his rig, and he picks up the occasional hitchhiker, and he picks up a heiress on the run. Her name is Pamela. That's Jamie, but he often calls her Hitch, and they become on the pursuit of a man in a green van who is killing other hitchhiking women with a garrote.
Yeah.
So
And then dismembering them.
I'm putting them all over Australia.
Yeah.
So I had only seen this movie a handful of years ago, just like in the last few years. It was on Shudder. I think it's been on Shudder a few times, and I never seen it. And I was like, "Oh, Stacy Keach, Jamie Lee, let's do this." And I was so goddamn charmed. And I was like, "Why is everybody talking about this movie? This movie's fucking charming and fun and delightful, yet somehow also about." Yeah, that's, we love charming around here. But somehow also about a man who's garroting women. And it's like, how does that all make sense? But it does. It just works. It just works. And I have nothing but positive things to say about this movie. And I don't think it gets talked about enough. And we've talked about it a little bit. And so it was time. It was trying to bring Road Games to the Cult Show.
Yeah.
So you'd seen it.
This was my very first time, and this movie fucking charmed my pants off.
That's why you're not wearing pants.
Yes. This is why I'm
Because
always
you're up
shot
on
from
Sandra's shelf. You
There
don't wear
go.
pants on Sandra's,
Right.
Sandra's
No,
shelf.
I put charming right in this. His spontaneous poetry, his, talking to his pet dingo and making up games and just to pass the time. Like the way they sort of like use exposition of him just talking and bantering to let you know what's going on.
Right.
I thought was an awesome way to sort of lay the movie out. I also thought I went and back and I read. I liked Keach's character so much.
Tell us.
Henry Fonda won Best Actor in 1982 for On Golden Pond, which came out in '81, just like this movie. And I personally would like to take it away from
Yeah.
Henry Fonda and
Yes.
give it to Stacy Keach.
You know what? I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna throw it in
Yeah,
the fucking
think-
golden
I-
pond.
I think we could put up the chat to start that petition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked him in this movie so goddamn much.
Yes. Yes.
I want to
Queen.
get in his truck. I want to like play games with him.
Yes.
I want to pet his dingo.
I want this life.
I want a road trip with this guy.
Producer Scott watched this movie with me, and I know that he's always happy to watch our movies, but sometimes with my picks, I know he's like, "What traumatizing hell is this gonna be?" What did you think of the film, Producer Scott?
Oh my god, it's charming.
No better word.
It is so fun. He is just an incredible, fun, and loving, unproblematic character. It's a really fun romp, and it has like moments of classic 70s, 80s hilarity, like with the boat.
Oh yeah,
That
that
makes
is
no
kind of
sense
that era.
whatsoever, but you're still like,
Yeah.
ah.
With like a legitimately good script. That's like I love it. I loved this movie.
I'm so glad.
Although we'll talk a little bit later. It also there's a scene in this movie that I am surprised is not like as famous as the fight scene in They Live.
Oh,
It
I think
is-
I think
yeah.
I know what you're gonna talk
All right.
about. Yeah, I think I know.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this movie's great. I think it's a fantastic
Aw.
film. That's why
Aw.
we're going to be showing it at the Cult Film Series soon. So,
What?
But
What?
what? You heard it here. But no, yeah, I watched it. I don't remember when it was. It was a while ago. But then I rewatched it. And then obviously for this. But yeah, it's like everything they said. I don't want to. Don't need to lay more on. But it's Stacy Keach. He really is everything in this movie. And we love Jamie Lee Curtis. But
Goes without saying.
But he really is the one that you're just like you fall in love with him. Because,
And she's our feminist girly icon in this
Right.
movie too, which is just like so fun. Have you seen it, Michael?
No.
I think you'd like it. Michael has not
Yes.
seen it.
he'll see it soon.
You will see it soon. Can I just say, like on the Keach, talking about the Keach, I'm gonna say something, and I don't mean it to sound as harsh as it's gonna come out. Okay.
Okay.
Because I don't have any problem with Chris Pratt, but I feel like Chris Pratt wants to be Stacy Keach in this movie in a lot of his work. Like I even said at one point, Chris Pratt could never, and it was because like he you can tell he wants to be that. Like he's so charismatic and funny and like kind of dry in his humor and kind of kind and stuff, and it's very much like I feel like Chris Pratt maybe saw this at an impressionable age and he's like, this I'm gonna make this my whole personality. And I'm glad he did, but let's give credit where credit's due.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And God, he's so young in this movie. He's a baby, little
Yeah.
baby Keachling.
He's pretty young. I mean, what is he supposed to be? Probably mid-40s?
He's in the movie's
Yeah.
supposed to be in his mid-40s.
Yeah.
I don't know how old he really was.
He looks so much like your dad. It
Does he
is
really look like my dad?
terrifying. Yeah.
Well, I think he looks like my dad now.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
like now my dad. But I don't think my dad young looked like Stacy Keach young. I don't think.
I mean, kind of.
I don't know. We'll have to get some side-by-side
I know.
Put
photographs
some pictures
going
up
here.
for and do
There
a
you go.
thingy in the chat.
Oh my god, just draw it.
I don't think I found the
Just draw it.
Just draw it from memory.
Just do it.
That's our game. Draw
so-
Sandra's
Well, that's
dad.
okay. Stacy Keach is like my celebrity father.
There you
That's
go.
fine.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So he's on the CB, right? Doing his thing.
Yeah.
And then he's like, quid, as in British sterling. And I love that
So
part. It's
silly.
like British, this is
That
hysterical.
You
probably
almost
only
wonder-
makes sense in Australia and Britain, but
Yeah.
Right.
You
I,
almost wonder, like,
yeah.
if some of this stuff was improv. I don't know.
I don't know. It very well could be.
I don't know. I didn't
But-
do any research into this movie, and I don't think anybody has ever written any research about it. Like, I think it just kind of exists out of time and space.
But the funny thing is, you easily get the sense that whoever his dispatcher is,
Mhm.
you know, that sends
Yeah.
him out or whatever, you
She's
know,
used to these.
used to it, and she, you know, she's like, "Why are you always such a problem?" or
Right.
Yeah.
whatever. Because like one point he's like rubbing the thing on his face, going, "What? I can't hear you."
Yeah.
What? Scratching and
What
everything.
a silly goose.
So, he is.
So he and Boswell trucking across the ginormousness of Australia, no doubt, but they
Yeah.
seem to be kind of around Perth. Is kind of like seems where they're kind of
At least in this part,
Yeah.
yeah, at this
I
point,
think they're in the south part.
between Melbourne and
Yeah.
Perth, was it? I think.
So from the advent of the automobile until the 80s, everybody was hitchhiking like all the time. People were hitchhiking all the time, and it really often did not go well. But it also was very normal in a lot of parts of the world too.
Like, illegal, but everyone still did it.
Everybody was doing it. So everybody's hitchhiking. Nowadays, it's like, Christ Jesus, you absolutely do not get into a car that you don't know the person.
Yeah.
Uber and Lyft.
Yeah, but that's even a little like you got something, but even that's
Even
kind
that's
of
sketchy,
sketch.
yeah.
Yeah. So movie pretty much opens with a lady who was hitchhiking dies, and Quid was gonna pick her up, but he didn't, and the green van picked this lady up.
Right.
Right.
And then where he's basically sleeping that night, he happens
Yeah.
to see them in the hotel right in front of him and
Yeah.
Yeah.
notices that early that morning the
Mhm.
dude's looking out his window at the garbage.
By the way, before she gets killed, though, she's playing the guitar.
Yeah.
She is.
In the buff.
She tunes that E string way too fucking high.
Too high?
Thank you. I noticed it.
I would
Like
know.
that's
I didn't
supposed to be a low E, and she gets it up to like an A sharp. I'm surprised that string didn't like snap and like poke her right in the eyeball. Swear to God,
And isn't guitar strings? Isn't that what he kills people?
it
with?
is. Yes,
Yeah, okay.
but he's got his own.
His own supply.
I gotta say, I almost turned the movie off at that point. I'm like, oh, fuck this.
This is not real.
No. That's not an E sharp. Fuck this.
I'm
No,
not-
I get that because when she was tuning it up, I was like, "Oh, there it is. Oh, she's still going."
Right.
Okay.
Oh, she's gonna keep
Yeah, no,
going.
now you're on the next one. Oh, you're above the next one. A half step.
Hot step. Well, that's why he killed her.
Dun.
Felt the
That's
way
why
you
he
guys
killed
did.
her?
That's why he did it.
You can't tune a
He
guitar.
wasn't gonna kill her, but then he's like, "Oh, not in my country of Australia. Not in my country that's a continent of Australia.
Instead of no more wire hangers, it's
No more E
No
sharps.
more
or
E-sharps.
whatever." Yeah,
Well, she's also sliding her hands on, and it's making way too much noise.
maybe
Okay.
she's learning.
No. Those strings are pretty smooth. They wouldn't make that much noise.
Have you ever tuned a guitar naked?
Oh yeah.
Okay, just
Are you
checking.
kidding?
Is that the correct way to do it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I believe you. Any stringed instrument should be nude. Not a woodwind.
You know,
no.
Not
I
a
mean,
brass.
it doesn't really matter if you're doing the stand-up bass because that pretty much hides everything anyway. So
cover.
that's just sort of
Yeah.
up to you. But
It's cultural. It's
you know,
cultural.
from a cello on down, yeah, knock yourself out.
Write that down, kids. Speaking of kids, there's one point where he's on the road and there's the kids with the kiss makeup in the
Yes.
car. That made me laugh.
Yep.
Oh, and that's the other thing. He's making up names for everybody.
And backstories. He's
Right.
actually right about
yeah,
why.
and he's right. And the funny thing, yeah, he is right. But they're
Yeah.
really funny.
Yeah.
Like Sneezy Ryder. I was dying.
That was a good one.
I was fucking
That was a
dying.
zinger, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So this guy on a motorcycle sneezes and like almost crashes. And he just says, "All right, Sneezy Ryder."
It kind of like
That's so funny.
You got me.
Scott liked the balls part. He liked that.
Oh, yeah.
He
You
laughed,
guys got a lot of
way,
balls,
way
yes.
too hard.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It feels like, I mean, I talk to myself and I also talk to my pets, and it's all felt very relatable.
Right.
So, and especially when you're out on the road, do you ever do that too? You're like kind of talking about like the people you see.
I'm talking to my pets when I'm on the road. I'll
Just
get Jake
FaceTiming.
on the phone. Yeah. Jake and I just go at it
Let me
for a
get,
little
let me
while.
get Jake on the horn.
Jake, look at this guy.
And he's like, meow,
Meow.
meow.
The things that I say in the road, I can't repeat on this show.
Yeah, I know. It's usually like pretty angry
Yeah,
stuff.
it's angry
like-
stuff.
I'm more on the Quid side of things, I guess.
Okay.
He has a hands-free harmonica. I wasn't
A la Bob Dylan.
I wasn't expecting him to pull that down a bit.
Well, the opening credits song when they're loading the truck,
Yes.
and it's like there's harmonica playing, but he's
Yeah,
playing
you
it
see
like
Right.
it's him.
in
Yeah.
the scene. It's
For the meat people.
It's so
It's so silly.
it's silly,
Yeah.
and I feel like
Better
they
use
know
of a
it's
harmonica
silly.
than they live.
Oh, everything's
that's-
better than. Sorry. Whoa, I know.
Whoa.
Let's not get on that tangent.
I can't with
Can't sit
you.
next to me anymore.
I actually think you might be right.
Let's not compare apples to oranges here. There's no aliens in this.
So you
film.
mentioned the meat truck,
So he's gonna be moving pigs.
pigs,
It's so gross.
and their tagline, pleased to meet you.
Love it. Fucking love it.
MEAT. For you podcasters who couldn't see my air quotes.
Disgusting. So gross. So he hears on the radio about body parts being found, and a lot of kind of like the exposition comes as he's listening over the radio. Which
Yeah.
makes sense because he's a trucker. And again, like I don't know exactly. I'm sure there was a cultural reason for like like I said, in the 70s and 80s, like there was like country songs about being a trucker, there was movies about being a trucker, and like and cars and just like the open
Okay.
road of it all. I don't know if it was like a post-war thing or what, but there was a lot of romanticizing. Smokey and the Bandit, Convoy, you know, these movies where you're like just a man on the road. You got your
Yeah.
rider, your rig.
Right.
Yeah.
Always on the move, never tied down to anything.
Tied down.
I think that you could possibly argue like an Easy Rider thing did
Kinda
start
set it,
that with
yeah.
the whole, and of course that was from freedom and
Yeah.
revolting against the man and all that kind of stuff, and that could have set that
Yeah.
possibly, moving. Who knows?
It's kind of interesting.
Because you're right, there was
yeah.
a lot of that.
But
yeah.
he's not a trucker. If you ask
He's
him.
not a
I may
trucker.
drive a truck, but I'm not
I'm
a
not
trucker.
a trucker. That's
Very
right. He
funny.
says that several times.
Twice, at least.
Yes.
So his first hitch he picks up is hilarious.
Fucking Frida.
Woman Frida, and he had seen her in the car, and he had called her husband an accountant, and he didn't know how right he was. Turns out they're kind of on the lam because her husband is the reason why there's like a meat shortage,
Mm-hmm.
and he's got to get the meat to the people.
Right. Yep.
Gross.
The butchers are on strike.
Butchers are on strike.
Yeah.
So I called her very presumptuous. Like, she's a very presumptuous woman.
Yeah.
She's very funny. And, of course, like, you know, later we get to see him and Jamie have wonderful banter and chemistry. But they have very good banter, too.
Mm.
And I think it kind of shows the power of his performance in this movie and his character, you know,
Right.
that it's like he loves to talk. He's actually quite well read and stuff. So
Yeah.
people get in there and he just banters. He banters with Boswell, banters with everybody.
He is a banter, but she kind of quickly gets on a nerve. At least on mine.
I mean, I can see why her
she's
husband left her
horribly
on the side of the road.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
On accident, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But she immediately what I don't remember what happens where she gets
She has
suspicious
like
of him.
paper or something. They're talking about the murders and how
They're
they
talking
would
about the
do
murder.
it.
Right.
and-
Yeah, and it kind of like
Spooks her for some reason.
I think he talks about like I think he's like saying, "Oh, it could be somebody on the road," right? Like he's
I think
kind
so,
of.
yeah.
But he
Right.
means the green van, and she's like, "Oh,
Right.
wait a
Well,
minute."
you're on the road, and
Yeah, and it kind of gets real quick there for a minute.
Right.
But again, it's Boswell, it's Quid. He saves her from going over a cliff, and they get to the truck stop, which has the most horrifying mural I think I've seen
Oh,
maybe
the
in a
whole
movie
pan around the store.
ever.
So
Yeah.
the shot is cool, where
Shot's
he's on the
cool?
phone
Yeah.
trying to tell the police. He's got a really bad connection.
It's
He
loud.
keeps having to like say my name is Quid and starting all over again.
Everybody clearly hates him
But
in there.
yeah,
He's
the,
not a
the,
local.
the mural is a little offensive.
Yeah. Basically the killing of the Aborigine.
colonization.
Yeah, all kind of thing.
Yeah, but it was just like it's just one of those things where you're like, is that what I think it is? My God, how is it getting worse? And it just gets worse.
That's such a great shot, though. That
Yeah.
whole
There's some
diner
really good
is just
shots in the
so
film too.
beautifully blocked and staged,
Mhm.
and the way that the camera moves, it's not just like on a pivot. It kind of the cameraman kind of like walks in a reverse circle.
Yeah.
So well done.
And it may be the reason that obviously they're doing that is to show us where he is. It's not really a town. It's a little pit stop in the middle of nowhere.
Right, and
So-
it's kind of maybe like
And they're all looking at him.
the
with-
redneck
Right, yep.
things
Yeah.
we see sometimes in our movie. It's kind of like the equivalent of that.
Yeah.
I mean, time and place in a movie is very important. More on that later. Might have
Okay.
to tie into our game. And the green van guy hurts Boswell.
He somehow, we don't see it because we just all of a sudden
We don't.
he comes back and Boswell's got him.
But doesn't the proprietor of that little hole in the wall they're
Yeah.
in say like it's legal? We get a bounty for shooting dingoes.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Letting him know like
and he calls him like an outsider or an
Yeah.
out of towner or something too. And then there's kind of like a guy trying to be intimidating outside and stuff. And of course, like they weren't being very kind to him inside when he's trying to make a phone call. But so it's like maybe it's not the guy in the green van, but we know it's the guy in the green van
We damn well know it.
that hurt Boz. So this is where your boat guy comes in.
Yes.
But
he nicknames him Captain Careful.
that is so funny. You
Because he's
go.
driving really slow the first time he sees him.
Right.
With his boat, which doesn't seem greatly attached.
Yeah, I don't
Kinda
know. I
Pivoting
mean,
a lot out on the road.
all I know is for some reason he gets really upset at
Well,
cars
his-
that go zooming past him
Yeah,
quickly.
but his windshield like shatters. Like
does.
what shattered the windshield?
What did I
That's
couldn't tell.
right. That's right.
I think it was something on the rig.
I think it was the rock being kicked up by the rig. That's
Yeah.
the thing that
Right.
happens.
Yeah, because
Alright.
that happens in
Yeah.
life, right?
But of course, his
All the
window is
time.
fine when you see it the second
Yeah,
time.
I mean,
But he
He
got
got
repaired.
fixed,
He got
yeah.
yeah,
fixed
but
at that
where?
gas
They're out in the
station.
middle of nowhere.
he went to the thing and got it fixed.
They just happen to have that style.
It's the only windshield in Australia in 1981.
All right,
They only
Universal
made one
there,
type
you
of
see.
that
windshield in the 70s.
explains
Caleb.
it all.
Yeah, that was it.
One windshield in the 70s. That's all they made.
They just pulled it off a broke down car.
Every car had the same windshield.
Uh,
Duh.
one of his things, I can see it in your notes. So you put down his vegan leather boots.
Yes.
That's very funny.
So he's a vegetarian, right?
I mean, I hope so.
Well, if you think about it, all you ever see him eating is vegetables. He had
Specifically carrots.
the carrots and he had the celery at one point, and he has vegan boots.
he just
God, you're right.
he just
Yeah.
has to like transport the meat.
But he's not actually a meat eater.
He's a veggie man.
Yeah, I think he is.
My heart, my heart.
See, you like it even more. It's
I
even
like
more
it more.
charming
Just
now, isn't
grew.
it?
Finally, we get to meet young Jamie. This isn't the youngest we've ever seen her, but she is still quite young in this film.
Yeah.
Which is always, just kind of like, oh my God, you're all so little
Yep.
babies.
She's only 3 years removed from Halloween at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. So.
So she's also a very smart cookie.
Yeah.
They're very evenly matched
Right.
when they're in the car
He
together.
immediately gives her a nickname of Hitch,
Yep.
which is cute.
Yeah.
And a large part of the charm of this movie is also just the two of them. Like I said, their
Mhm.
chemistry, their banter, the way they are together. It's like, it's very believable that they would start to have feelings for each other because like they're so clearly like well matched. But at the same time, it didn't feel too insta-lovey, like,
Mhm.
I don't know. It was a nice little balance there.
Well, if it
He's
were the
also-
fog, they would have thrown Jamie and an older man together immediately.
Oh, immediate. Or
But,
holding three.
you know.
Exactly. But, there's only one Tom.
Or any Tom Atkins film.
No.
Right, yeah.
Tom wasn't here. Tom wasn't
But
available.
this, they do their little verbal foreplay. They talk
He
about
worries
they
he's
talk
too
about the
old.
killer and talk about what the motive is and what
Yeah.
and that's all it's done in just a really cute way.
He's worried he's too old. He's also
Right.
worried, like, does your family know that you're out hitchhiking through
Right.
the
You should
middle of
call
Australia?
them and just let them know you're okay. Yeah.
So when they were in the truck and they were talking about, you know, the murderer and like, maybe do you think that he makes love to them first and like going through this whole thing? I'm like, this is like Criminal Minds colon Australia.
Well, and like, yeah, definitely for the time it was. I don't think the average Joe and Jane were like talking about, you know, what all the things we know now about serial killers and their motivations and what they do.
Right.
So they were just kind of like theorizing. It was a
Right.
little bit more like, it was more naive, I guess.
Yeah.
People didn't
maybe.
know all the horrors of the details of
Right.
the average person. Everyone wants to hurt Boz, which is alarming. The cops are suspicious.
They are.
They're not very nice.
They think that he's the killer. They can't prove it.
Right. Not yet. I mean, that was because of Frida, whatever her name was, calling in, or no?
I
No,
think
they
'Cause someone gave him a
said they
description
had
of
his
him.
name at
Yeah.
the hotel.
The
that's right.
The
Hotel,
hotel
yeah.
owner
Yeah.
said that he checked in with the girl.
Right.
Right.
But
Which
his
is
name's
where-
on the
But
side of
his
his
name
truck.
is
Yeah.
right on the side of
And
the
he
truck.
mentions that, and they're like, why would someone do that?
Right.
See, which is where I thought this was going in a little bit of a different direction. And I was looking for the clues of him perhaps having some sort of like
Subconscious.
hallucinatory, you know, night killer sort of vibes. Like he has, you know, he was really the killer all along.
Right. Maybe he really was taking drugs. He
Right?
really
Yeah.
said he didn't.
Yeah.
It was
Mm.
Agatha
You know,
all along.
Yeah.
Whenever he eats
At
meat,
night
he goes
meat.
crazy.
So he doesn't like
He
it.
goes in the back and nibbles on a little pork.
Yeah.
And Jamie does see the van when they're camped out too.
Yep.
In a strike of lightning.
That's right. He's in the distance.
Yeah.
Several times the van is kind of
Just sitting there.
following, watching, it seems like. Yep.
hmm
Mm-hmm. Something's kind of weird going on.
So, the soundtrack in general is really funny, except for the harmonica parts, which are great. But it feels like they didn't know how to score this film. Like it feels like a different.
Do you know who scored
Movies.
it?
I was just gonna say, is it that guy?
No.
It's a
They
different
just
guy.
have the same name.
Okay.
Who
That's
is
what I was
it?
So
wondering.
his name is Brian May, and I'm like, whoa, guitars for Queen.
That's exactly
Oh,
what I
yeah,
said.
yeah.
It's exactly what I
Not
said.
that Brian
Not-
May,
I
had it written
but
down right
this
there.
guy is just. I mean, he did like Mad Max and Road Warrior.
He
and,
was the go-to
you know,
man
Australian guy.
in
Uh,
Oz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
But-
Blue Lagoon. You know, all those things that were filmed down in that
Down
area.
under.
Okay.
No, definitely like the harmonica parts, like I said, were great. But some of the music, I was like, this feels like it's in a different
Okay.
movie. Didn't fit. Kind of took me out of it a little bit. Now we get to one of the best scenes, which is the bathroom scene.
Okay. Yes.
The return of Sneezy Rider.
Fred Flintstone for the blokes.
That's right.
Did you
Wilma
see that?
for the- yeah.
Wilma for the
Yep.
Sheilas.
the Shaylas. So
So
they
you see the van, right?
Yeah. And they see there's a guy in one of the stalls. So they're like, it's him. It's got to be him. And he's kind of like, he goes in and it's kind of like, the jig is up.
He's like
You
yelling.
sicko. You
Calls
know.
him you miserable stink.
Must
Because he's in the shitter.
And while he's doing that, Hitch is taking the opportunity to kind of check out the
Right.
van and probably look and see if there's anybody in there that needs saving or perhaps just a severed head.
Or clues or anything.
Close,
Yeah.
Takes a while. And he picks up like a piece of metal and he's like, he's gonna,
Looks
he's
like
gonna
a
get him.
It's
blade.
like a glaive.
Yeah, glaive, but the fan from the front of a car
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yes.
Or something.
Yeah.
But
Turns out it's not the guy
No, it's Sneezy Rider.
who is like frightened. Very frightened, but also kind of like, I will get you. And then they're all kind of like, everybody's kind of converging on him as he's trying to get back in the truck because now we realize the van has Hitch.
because the guy was in there.
Oh, he
guy-
does a
he was
little
sleeping
jump
in there.
scare.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was sleeping in
He's
there.
like,
Right.
fucking
But what I
horrifying.
like was, so his truck, he's got like the front end lifted
yeah.
up because he was working on the engine underneath. So he jumps on Sneezy Rider's motorcycle. He jumps on it, and you think you're going to get this great chase scene, and he just eats it right away.
It was really good.
We love that, and that's kind of like makes me think of that like archetype again that Chris Pratt kind of does, where it's like sometimes where you think like this guy's so fucking cool, he can do anything, and then it's like, oh, he really can't. He can't do anything.
Well, that's what makes him more endearing to you.
Oh, absolutely.
He's, in every
And were we gonna leave the rig
right
with the meat?
with
And
the meat. You got it. You
Yeah.
gotta save Jamie Lee, but. That didn't go so well. So what's funny though is it's the poor guy he's harassing in the toilet, and then he runs out and like
Takes his bike.
he gets his thing like to chase him off the bike, again, and then he gets on, bites it like right away, and it's pretty funny. Yeah,
Fastest chase scene ever.
Yeah.
it was pretty quick. Then he gets back into his truck eventually.
Back into the truck,
So-
and then he's kind of gets in his own head a little bit and starts to think that maybe this is some kind of a prank, or they were kind of working him, and Hitch is in on all the dark thoughts.
Well, he looks in, and it looks like she's just sitting in the front seat, like
Right.
chatting
Right.
with Green Van Guy.
Green Van Guy.
She clearly must be unconscious, right? Because she wasn't trying to struggle or anything.
Probably, or maybe she's like yelling at him, but I don't know. Maybe she's trying to reason with him. Who knows? So he begins to think they're in cahoots, and
Right.
he's like talking in his head a lot. And I could see that maybe that's where Scott was thinking, like, oh, is he okay? Is he like well? I mean, the truth of the matter is he really does need sleep. Like,
Yes, he
Yes.
does.
he's
Yeah.
been out on the road, and he's like looking for a killer, and he may have just also found the love of his life. He's got a lot going on.
Right, and they
He was
make
trying
that
to
a
kill
point.
his dingo.
Yeah, they make it a point that he is working beyond the hours he should be at this point.
Right.
So,
And the strike.
He's
a lot
breaking
of
the law
pressure.
by not sleeping.
right,
Breaking the law.
and driving a rig.
Yeah.
Breaking the law. I thought this was very clever in my notes. I say strolling through the meat for a meat miscount.
Yes.
He is like he's supposed to have like 150 or something. He has 152,
It was something like that,
Something.
and
Yeah.
he's like, well, maybe guy just put another one or whatever. And again, this is kind of making you think like, why is there an extra body?
Yeah.
Right, why
But
are
then he
two
starts having this whole dialogue where he's asking questions and
answering
it
him.
A
in
body
He
with
asks him out
voice,
loud, but
and
answers him in his
yeah,
head. It was
yeah.
really cool.
That was a body with breasts.
Yes,
there was
it
a
was a
body with
body.
breasts.
Yeah. But but maybe again, but pig bodies also kind of look like human bodies, so he could be tripping.
Yeah,
you
like he's
know?
talking about. In fact, he's like, well, maybe Sam, the guy who loaded them.
Yeah.
He's like out loud. He's like, Sam made a mistake. Then in his head, he's like, Sam doesn't make mistakes.
mistakes.
And he's just like, he's having this great dialogue with himself that was really cool.
That felt very Hitchcock to me for some
Yeah,
reason.
absolutely.
It did feel very
Yeah.
Hitchcockian. I
Yeah,
agree.
we'll get to that later too.
Needs sleep. So now he's he sees the van like runs out of gas or something.
Oh, he gets the
way station.
they're chasing each other down the hill, kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
But he has to stop to get Wade.
Yes.
So he does. But
We
the
meet
van,
Lester the Lonely.
Right, but the van runs out of gas right in front of the way station.
Yep.
So they're both just sitting there.
And they're trying to like get going and
Yeah.
stuff because
and Lester, got a pot of coffee. You
Oh.
want
so sweet.
Oh, wait a second. You got some wire wrapped up around your
Let me
axle
just
there.
get
I
it for
got
you.
some wire cutters back in the office.
I felt bad for Lester. You can tell that probably like he doesn't get a lot of visitors, and probably Quid would normally stop for that coffee.
Mhm.
Right. And probably has on many occasions.
Many
I think clearly.
occasions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lester likes Quid like we like
So
Quid.
that's why when he's driving away, Lester's still back there, like mumbling to himself.
It's so good. That's like
He was so hurt.
it's like one of the again charming details of this film
Yeah.
is it's like why not cut away, but instead it's still just
He's all
Lester.
like,
No, I think he did like a Boogie Nights. He's just like
Yeah.
stupid. Afterwards.
Oh, I love it.
No, don't push too hard with Quinn.
So Scott, I think it's time for you to talk about the scene that you think should be more
okay.
famous.
Now I know what
Okay.
you're talking about.
Yes.
This chase scene
Yes.
where they're going about 5
5
miles an
that's what I
hour.
have.
And they
Look,
keep,
5
and they
miles
keep
per hour.
showing the speedometer. too.
Yes, and it's and this scene feels
truck
like it lasts
doesn't
for
fit.
15 minutes.
Yes.
It is absolutely They Live fight scene of
chase
car
scenes?
chases.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's brilliant and it's purposeful. And it's
Yes.
just it's like it just never ends and it's hilarious.
Because
Right.
the truck does not fit.
Right.
No, the truck doesn't fit.
No, but I
at
mean,
all.
at one point you've got a policeman caught under the truck
Oh my god, yes.
on the mentioned wire.
You have another one
You've
jumping
got
on
the
it,
police
right?
car caught on the truck via the siren. And you've got the truck caught on an overhang.
It's so silly.
It is pretty funny.
And technically, on the Cult Show, we're all actually glasses wearers. I don't know, a lot of people at home don't know that. We all actually are glasses wearers here. And it is the nightmare of, like, you see them, like,
Oh, I
going...
felt
No,
so bad for
I know, 'cause
him.
especially back in 1901, you couldn't just get a new pair. Like, I saw a tweet meme thing, and I related to it so hard, and it was like, what I'm afraid of in the apocalypse is what happens to my glasses.
Right. No, it's that Twilight Zone episode, with
Yes!
the guy. Yeah.
All the time in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I'm telling you, like, and I've thought about that when I've watched The Walking Dead. I would be grabbing glasses everywhere there was fucking
Yeah,
glasses.
just
First thing you do is go to Walmart
Right.
and take the whole rack
take
of
a
reading.
whole
Yeah.
of fucking glasses. Yeah.
Well, that wouldn't do me any good, though.
That's true.
I mean, I'm going in the back. I'm picking at people's prescripts now that the world is over. Like, I'm keeping me and my people in glasses.
Sandra's getting her bat, freaking all Negan
Yeah.
over the glasses.
I'm
That's what she. Screw the food.
And I'm like,
taking the glasses.
Yeah, I
making
know.
him do
You're
an-
breaking into houses just to find people's
my glasses.
prescriptions.
And
yeah,
like, if somebody
not food.
wants some, I'm gonna make them take an eye test, so that I know they really need those glasses. Read the line. Read the line. Next eye.
So the climax of this movie is
It's
a
very
5
funny.
mile per hour car chase through the alleys of Perth, the back alleys of Perth.
And when he finally gets
So-
out of the car, he gets confronted by all the people he's wronged in the city
Yes.
and the police, and they're all like, he did it, and he's trying to be like, no, it's that guy, he's getting away. Luckily, Pamela Hitch is okay. She's just been in a sleeping bag. She didn't really get hurt
Well, the
or
dingo
anything.
saves the day because he
Yeah.
barks.
Yes, he
and
does.
dingoes aren't supposed to bark.
He's
Right.
not a dingo.
That's right.
This is the dog. But
Oswald, you bark.
Again, would have been a really good opportunity to show that he really is crazy and he is actually the killer
Yeah.
because he's been calling this dog a dingo the whole time.
true.
It's like I
Little
almost
red
feel like
herring.
the original script of this maybe had a little bit of a twist ending
Maybe.
and they kind of changed it because there's so many of those breadcrumbs throughout
Yeah.
the entire movie that didn't seem like it was for the purpose of being a red herring. It
Yeah.
felt like they were seeding this twist at the end that
Mhm.
never came.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be curious to know if the original script had a twist ending.
I did not come across that. No.
I think Scott's just thinking of we watched so many movies that end with
And read so many books.
bad things
Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
for
That's
once
true.
there's just a happy movie that's got
Yeah,
And
the
it
only
is-
thing I
A
did come
linear-
across.
a linear
It's a cult
story.
show trauma.
There you go. There you go. No, the only thing I did come across is there was supposed to be a much more climactic ending. Like the sneezy rider was supposed to like smash into the truck, and
They ran out of money?
and Captain Cautious was supposed to
oh
like
geez
come with a new boat
So
that
the
he was
Blues Brothers-
towing and like fucking smash that into the truck
Lady Luck
also,
3.
and yeah.
Lady Luck.
I guess
Yeah.
that got too expensive though. So
that's awesome. That would have been funny though.
And it is the killer is this horrible little grinning creeper. He's
Yeah.
he's horrible.
Yeah.
So glad they got him. And he did get a piece of him too. He did get a piece of him there in the fight.
They got it. Yeah.
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 But luckily Pamela was okay. She was she was
Sleeping
spent
bag.
most of it in a sleeping bag, so she didn't get hurt or anything. And it is kind of cute. Like they're just like being kind of cute at the end.
yeah,
But
he loses
then
his job, loses his truck, and they're just sort of like walking down the
wandering,
road.
and he's like, "Oh, go nuts." She's like,
He's
"Oh,
got his
okay."
mandolin and
Yeah.
some books and stuff.
It's very
And
cute.
his harmonica.
But wait,
Yes. Okay.
because we gotta have one last scare.
We do.
Right.
What happened? Somebody say it.
Go ahead, Caleb.
Well, it just goes through the meat packing plant or whatever, and then it goes into the truck.
All the meat's
No,
gone.
so first, all the meat is, the final piece has been taken out. So someone's
Eaten.
getting,
Hitchhiker.
Right. But I felt
long
bad for
pig.
that lady
The
that has to
cleaning
clean
lady.
it.
Yeah.
On her hand, she's just got a scrub brush and
That's-
a bucket, and she's just scrubbing
That's fucking brutal. I'm like, can we
scrubbing
get a
it down.
pressure washer in
That's
here or
gross.
something? And then, to add insult to injury, she gets a string.
Right,
and
a
she gets
guitar
head.
string,
a
another
head.
guitar string.
The guy was putting shit in the
Yeah,
truck.
and because the head falls in
The
the
head
bucket.
falls in her bucket.
No.
The end.
It's a cheesy looking head.
It is a cheesy looking head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cue the harmonica music.
that's right.
Well, I'm so glad we all had fun. I
That was
think
a
we
lot
all
of
needed
fun.
a little fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause-
so speaking of Hitchcock, so the concept was this is going to be Rear Window in a moving vehicle.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Um,
Very not that.
You know, kind
could
of.
see some
it's like
elements.
a voyeuristic
Yeah.
sort of.
One of the, and I get moving vehicle, but it's like Rear Window. You know, one of the is that he's stuck.
No, I know, and he's kind of stuck in the truck.
He's
but,
kind of
you know,
stuck.
anyway,
Stuck in the truck.
I don't know if this is true or not, but Hitch, the nickname Hitch, is like not only is she a hitchhiker, but also Hitchcock.
Okay.
You know.
That could just
And then
be lore.
also, when she's going through all his stuff in the back, there is a magazine that has a picture of Alfred Hitchcock on
Yes, there is.
on it. I don't know if you caught that or not.
Mm.
I mean, I think that's really sweet little homages. Little
Absolutely.
sweet love letters to Hitchcock.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a fun film. Currently available on what do we watch? Tubi?
I watched it on Tubi. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it
it's
has been on
TV.
Shudder before.
It has been on Shudder before, but
Yeah.
it's not currently.
Right.
And then, of course, it's on Amazon.
Amazon.
Now we're gonna play a game.
Yay.
So, you can all play as a team for this game. It's
Thank you.
kind of a trivia game, and I call it Gears and Get Going. So, the theme of this is all movie related trivia, and they all have something to do with the geographic locations of films, state and city name tie-ins, and also famous modes of transportation. Because this is an open road movie, we were talking about the era, the open road. We're
Okay.
gonna see how we do here.
All
okay,
right.
we ready? And somebody can keep score. That's not me.
I don't have a pen, so I am unable.
Army beef will do it.
Army beef is
Caleb
nominated.
has a pen.
I've got a pen. Although I'm never the most reliable scorekeeper. But is it us against you? Is that
Yes,
okay.
the board against me.
All right.
First question. Where does The Exorcist take place?
Exorcist
In the
is,
second story of a house.
That is in like it's in New
Georgetown.
England somewhere. It's
What'd you say,
where the
Caleb?
college is.
Georgetown.
Correct. Georgetown, Washington, D.C.
Good job, Caleb.
Thank you.
That's one. Ding.
Oh, I better mark that down.
What? Oh, and please feel free to play along. If you're watching, you can add in the chat or add in the comments your answers below, or anything at all. If this is like a movie you love or a car you love or something like that, we want to hear. We want
And
to
if
hear
you
about it.
scream loud enough at your device, we will hear it.
We will hear it.
It'll
For
come
sure, for
through.
sure.
Yes.
It just reverberates. What is Keanu Reeves's character's name in Point Break?
Johnny, Utah.
Utah.
Nice. You guys are doing good. I'm gonna be really shocked if you don't get this one, Neil. I know, everybody's favorite part.
Yes.
Utah, get me two.
Movie I watched a lot as a
Who
small
doesn't
child.
love Point Break? I mean, come on, Pink Break.
Ping
Ping
pong,
Break.
ping pong.
And then they
ping
remade
pong.
I've
it.
never seen it.
Okay.
And they remade it
Scotty.
as Fast and the
I
Furious.
tell you, you're in for a treat, but you'd probably hate it.
No, I think he'd like it. I watched that movie so much as a little kid. It's on TV all the time.
Ugh, Lori Petty.
I'm going to be so shocked. And
Gary Busey.
I'd be so shocked and disappointed if you don't get this one.
Okay, great. Pressure.
What is the Blues Brothers Bluesmobile?
It's a car.
We're gonna need a make and model.
It's a police,
police car.
cruiser.
Specifically.
Specifically?
I have no idea.
It's
You're the Blues Brother.
I know.
You have a literal fucking tattoo.
It's a literal tattoo.
Do you really have a Blues Brother
I
tattoo?
do.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I'll have to show you after the show.
Why do you know that he has a hidden tattoo?
It's just bizarre.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
It's-
just on his.
It's either
Dingo.
a Ford, a Chrysler, or a Plymouth.
Anyway,
Is that what you need? The car to make?
And I would love the year if people have the years for these things.
Okay, don't tell me. It's a movie came out. It's a 1972, 1973, Plymouth.
It's a 1974 Dodge Monaco.
Ah, damn.
Okay. How did you not know that?
I don't know.
I am
Thought you were like,
so
thought you lived by the blues, you died by the blues.
sarcastically disappointed in you.
Okay.
I'm sarcastically sorry.
What state is Field of Dreams set in?
Iowa.
Depression.
Very
I've
good.
never seen that movie, by the way.
You never seen Field of Dreams?
I've not seen Depression.
Really?
Never seen Field of
I mean, I feel like I don't need to
Dreams?
because I know everything about it already, so I don't
You
really
haven't?
need
So
to. No.
good.
You never had to
I-
watch it in like school or anything?
No.
If you build it, they will
It's
come.
one of my favorite
James Earl Jones, Ray Liotta, The Corn, that whole thing. I know.
It's one of my favorite non-horror movies. I
Really?
love Field of
Had to read
Dreams.
the book in
Wow.
senior year of English, I think.
No, not I.
Tony Montana is the lead character in this movie.
Scarface.
Very nice.
Scarface.
Scarface.
Oh,
Say hello to my little friend.
We missed. Sorry. See, I'm a bad.
We missed nothing. We missed
we
one.
missed
one.
the
You missed the Blues
Plymouth,
Brothers one.
Oh, but that doesn't count.
and then we got.
I got half
You got
a point.
Iowa.
She
we
got half
got
a point.
Iowa, right?
So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Okay.
I'm gonna need the the car for Smokey and the Bandit.
It's a Pontiac Trans Am 1977.
1977. You guys got it. Pontiac Trans Am.
I knew Michael would know that one.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 78, so
I wouldn't have known that.
Name the title of this film.
I've never seen that movie either.
I haven't even read the title.
Smokey and the Bandit, I mean.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Any of them,
Okay.
1 or 2.
But you knew the car.
Yeah, I know. That's how iconic the car is.
It's iconic.
Okay.
Name this film. After a family is forced to move due to their son's health, they find themselves in a supernatural historic home.
Ooh.
Bubble Boy.
It's a good guess.
Forced to move to the son's health.
They find themselves in a historic home. Is this like The Secret Garden? Or...
Oh my god, that actually does sound like the plot of the
It's
secret.
not. No.
Wow.
It's Colin, right?
What's it called? Yeah. I'm in the garden.
Come
have to
to
move.
my garden.
James and the Giant
Musical that
Peach.
no one here would know.
But keep singing, Scott, what we think.
Yeah. It is A Haunting in Connecticut.
Oh.
1 point for Michael.
Reverend Mike.
You know what?
It's got Connecticut in the title.
You can do the
Oh.
Years and get down. That movie
Oh,
sucks.
is that the
That movie's so bad.
Because I saw a documentary on it.
Yeah.
is that the theme through the whole thing? There's a
Yeah, there's the
location.
geography. That's what I explained
Yeah.
to this.
I don't listen.
We
to
watched
Reverend
that one,
Sandra.
right? As part of our haunted things we
I
did
guess-
that one time.
I think we talked about it, but I don't think we watched it.
We
did
didn't do that in our red, white, and
Yeah,
blue.
the first
We gotta
year,
do that. Again. That was
Americana.
fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Next,
Okay.
X and Pearl
Yeah.
both take place in what state?
In the South, right? Mississippi.
Aren't they in? Are they in Kansas?
I don't know. Are they?
Kansas.
Arkansas,
Guess Kansas.
Kansas,
My guess is
Mississippi.
Kansas.
Oklahoma.
We can't just like name things. I'm gonna need one answer.
Wait, no. Wait, this is a competition.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
but
you
we're
guys
all on the
against me,
same
but you
team.
can't just keep
Oh,
like.
I thought.
I'm
Wait,
not
I
giving you points.
Yeah, you're all on the
We're all
same
together.
team.
Because I didn't get anything right yet.
I know. That's why I'm not giving you any points.
Children,
We are one.
you're one
So
united against
it's,
me.
Oklahoma.
Okay.
It's like Oklahoma. I like that one.
Oklahoma.
Texas.
Ah, poo.
Texas.
Well, Sandra,
Caleb
we,
hasn't seen them.
we just felt bad for you because you only had 1 point. Now you've got 2.
You should have got it from that. You're right.
Okay. And it's also like a lot of these that I picked too. I tried anyway. I tried to pick movies that, again, the time, the place, the setting is important and
Okay.
kind of mentioned.
Okay.
Like I wasn't trying to like really stump you with like this is not even fucking mentioned in the movie or something. Okay. Name the car driven by Thelma and Louise.
Say Ford Falcon.
Final answer?
No, but maybe.
That's
What are you doing on your phone over there?
I'm gonna call that a Plymouth something.
You better not be cheating.
It's a Plymouth Fury.
It is a 1966 Ford Thunderbird.
Ah, bummer.
Oh, see, I got Ford right.
Okay.
It's better than any. Oh, Sandra gets another point. Guys, she's catching up.
Now this one you can name.
Todd, pink Cadillac.
You can name any one of the characters. So anyone. Give me one character name from Zombieland. It's a road trip movie.
Yeah.
And they all have specific names. And Michael, you can't play anymore. You're helping them win too much.
Wait.
There's,
Bill Murray.
No, the
no.
character names
Character
where
name.
they're all where they're from.
No.
Oh my god.
Were they character names?
Yeah, Emma Stone.
Bill Murray plays Bill Murray.
Stop.
Bill
No,
Murray
that's
is a
not what I
character.
want.
There's-
No, that's wrong.
I don't care.
Emma
It's a
Stone
point.
I
Plays...
keep trying to say Nebraska, but it's not.
Shush me.
She shushed you.
I wish I had a button that muted your mic like you can mute us.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, I need an answer.
No, I got this.
There's
There's city names.
no,
God
Yeah,
dang
there's
it.
city
this is
I
like
know.
so fucking frustrating.
Just one. I need one.
Tallahassee.
Yes.
Yeah,
Only
that
because I
is
saw
one.
it on the
Yeah.
only saw it on the chat.
Scott,
Oh.
hide the chat, please.
Who else is okay? Hang on. There's other than Tallahassee. There's Oh God, Emma Stone and the other girl, and this is concerning.
I know.
I appreciate you all playing along in the chat. I just don't want them to look at it. But thank you for playing along. That's what we want.
No, I have mine up, but I really am trying to avoid. I am avoiding
Good, I
it.
trust you.
So
All right.
I don't. You'll say them, and I'll go like,
Yeah,
yeah,
we're gonna
that's
be like,
it.
yeah,
but,
dang
So-
it.
you know, I can't.
Tallahassee.
Right.
Who was Tallahassee?
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. Okay.
Columbus is Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wichita is Emma Stone.
Wichita.
And Little Rock is Abigail Breslin.
All right.
Okay.
That was clever. That was
Yeah.
clever, wasn't it? in
Yes,
some
that was
way?
very good. Very, very good.
Okay, this one's probably for Caleb. Or Scott.
Yeah, last time you said that, Neil got his wrong. So
I know.
you
But I
should
don't
stop-
think
you
Neil will
should
know
stop
this.
doing
I didn't
that.
get it wrong. I just didn't know the car make, but I knew it was at least a police cruiser.
Well, I knew that too.
You got it right also.
Oh wait, Sandra, you need another point. Okay.
You. The city where Pixar's cars live.
The city where Pixar's cars live is called. I don't know.
Hang
you
on,
dare, Michael.
Hang on.
No, it's
Michael's band.
It's Red Rock.
it's,
I can do it for you.
I got it.
Um,
Sorry, I'm trying to keep it away from the mic.
Oh God, it's like right there. I've seen the movie.
No.
River City.
Right here in River City?
Thank you.
It's.
Jeez.
Okay, we're
Is
gonna
Scott
move
Scott
on.
on talk to us anymore?
This is the nicest town in the world.
I can talk again.
Yes,
Yes.
you can talk again.
Radiator Springs.
I even said you could talk
Thank
earlier.
you.
I said you could answer it. Radiator
Okay.
Springs.
Scott, you're on the board.
This island is home to Jaws.
Amity.
Very good, very good. The
Okay.
city and state where our heroes live in Stranger Things.
Oof.
No.
It's also a Midwestern town. I don't recall the city.
Or the state.
Hawkins.
Oh,
That's what. So
damn
that's
good.
half. City and state.
Oh.
Hawkins, Nebraska. Hawkins, Iowa.
Okay, now we're just naming states. Hawkins, Indiana.
Hawkins,
I was getting there.
I think Hawkins is
Half a point.
We get half, you get half.
We'll split that
Okay.
one. Give me the car from Vanishing Point.
Vanishing Point.
It was green.
It's a
Is
green
it bigger
van.
than a bread box?
Is it a green van?
The green van! It was the green van killer!
I don't know.
I don't know either.
The 1970 Dodge Challenger RT.
Oh, of course.
Did you know that one, Michael?
No, I've never even
Are
heard
we
of that.
are we car guys? Are we car
No.
guys? We're not car
No.
guys. Clearly,
No.
we are not. What I know about cars, more so than like makes, models, years, anything like that. I cannot fucking tell you. I know more about the insides of cars and how cars work because I've had so many broken fucking cars in my life.
Oh.
But I can't tell you about the outside. But it's what's inside the car.
For me, everything I learned about cars was things I picked up so that I could have conversations with my father.
Oh, well, that's sweet. He's a car
cars
guy.
and jets. You know, that's
Cars and Jets.
Yeah.
That's the name of his podcast.
yeah.
The football
That's-
team or
that's
airplanes?
airplanes.
Okay.
Let's get him on the horn. Maybe he can get some of these.
He probably knows some of them.
Candyman's City.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yes. Cabrini Green.
Cabrini Greens,
Yeah.
yeah.
What island do Lilo and Stitch live on?
Oahu. Kauai.
It's too late. You said Oahu.
What?
It is Kauai, though.
It is Kauai.
And Scott
mean
and I
it's
got
too
to
late?
go to where they live.
He can change his answer.
Yeah.
That wasn't the
You didn't say
final answer.
Barely
No,
give you
we've-
that. I'll give you some pity.
no.
That's a pity point.
Oh my god.
I'll
Scott,
take
you
it.
didn't chime in with that one.
He's mad. He's sulking.
Are you sulking? We couldn't even get you back for Lilo and Stitch?
I knew the answer to it. I was just letting them answer.
Oh, okay.
I love you, producer Scott.
Yeah.
The city setting for the movie Barbarian.
Detroit.
Yes.
Very
Very
good.
important. The famous yellow car from the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
What about it?
Never. Well, yeah.
We're gonna need to know the make and model of it.
No, that's Sandra's point.
It's a freaking Nissan.
It's a who gives a shit. Who gives a shit? It's a Nissan Altima.
Do you know, Scott?
It's a Nissan Maxima.
It's a Subaru.
It's a 1997 Mazda RX-7. A car you enjoy.
It's a Nissan Maximus Aurelius.
Well, sometimes even if you haven't seen the movie, you can absorb the pop culture, right?
It's true.
Michael Myers, City and State.
Yeah. Some.
Yeah, he's Springfield?
Illinois.
Illinois.
Spring. No spring. I'm thinking of Freddy, right? Haddonfield.
Yes.
So I'll get
Michael
there
was
eventually.
bursting over
Thank
there.
you. I'll get there eventually.
You can play Michael. No one said otherwise.
Michael knows everything right away. He's not giving us a shot. We're old. Michael's young.
No, and I told him he was doing too good, so I told him he had to stop.
We had to mute Michael also.
Mute Michael.
Half the room's muted now.
It's like a Zoom call. You're on mute. You're on mute.
One of us better not act up, or
I know.
otherwise the other will
Know
be
our
playing on
place.
their own.
There's not really. I don't really have a mute button.
That's the power of Sandra.
This is the state. I want the state, but if you have the city, that's awesome.
Okay.
The state of the Blair Witch Project.
Virginia?
Stupidity.
Okay, not Virginia.
North Carolina.
Final answer?
Sure. I don't know.
Burkittsville, Maryland.
Maryland. That's.
Okay.
I haven't seen that movie since it came out. Actually, I saw it before it came out. In fact, I saw it on a VHS tape.
You found the footage?
I did. I found it myself.
Lucky.
The guy, remember the place? Yeah.
I think we'll get this one.
Okay.
Poltergeist, town and state.
That is Cuesta Verde is the name of the
California.
place they're in California. Yeah.
The Green Hill.
Yes.
The Green Ledge. This one we've done this film.
Okay.
Don't Look Now, City and Country.
Don't look now.
Don't look now. Which movie
Wasn't
was
that
that?
like Italy?
That's the armpit lick. Armpit
Oh
lick.
yeah. Venice.
Wasn't that Venice, Italy?
Yeah. Venice, Italy. The location of
Armpit lick.
that's the armpit lick.
I know. I thought you meant like where it started when the daughter died. I'm like, I don't know.
Oh. The location of the Wicker Man.
That's
something
Off of the coast of Ireland.
Well, the place has a name.
Somerset.
Yeah. Somerville.
Summertime.
Hot
See,
time in the
that
city.
didn't even get Scott to laugh.
Scott, you must laugh at Caleb singing. Summer Isle. This is Lord Summer Isle. It's Summer Isle.
I think Caleb should get like at least.
No,
a
it's
pity
okay.
point.
No, it was wrong.
No, I bet you guys will get this one. I really do.
Okay.
James Bond's ride in Goldfinger and I think Thunderball.
His ride was an
Aston Martin.
Yes, the 1964 Aston Martin DB5.
Wow.
Douchebag 5.
Douchebag 5. What state is Misery set in?
Missouri.
Funny.
Maine?
Misery. We know it gets snow.
Colorado.
Colorado. Yes, Colorado.
Very good, Caleb.
While we're speaking of Stephen King, what make and model is Christine?
That's a
Plymouth Fury.
1958 Plymouth Fury. This one's for all of our Celine Dion fans out there.
All two of you.
The Titanic was sailing from where to where?
Ireland.
Belfast, New York? Guess
That's
not.
New York.
It was built in Belfast, but then it sailed from.
You're just making that up.
No, it was built in Belfast.
Okay, I don't know that part.
They have the
So
museum there.
Do
Did
you
it
know,
sell from
Scott?
England then, or did
Probably
it sell
England
from
or
England to
somewhere.
New York?
Yeah, I guess.
Liverpool.
England, Southampton specifically to New York.
Okay.
Where is Casablanca?
That is in.
It's in that country, but Morocco.
Morocco.
Yes, thank you.
Correct. Videodrome City.
Canada somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Toronto.
Yes.
Right.
Vancouver.
Toronto.
It was Toronto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott, you may know this one too. In Baby Driver, Baby's bright red car.
Is it a Dodge Charger?
Is not.
Is it a Nissan?
It is a red.
A Mazda.
It's a red 2006 Subaru
Subaru.
WRX.
WRX. Okay. That makes sense. That's a hot little
That's a hot little
piece
car.
of car.
Hot little car. Geographic region where the main action of the descent is set.
Oh, that was like Tennessee or Kentucky. No, I'm close-ish, right?
Sure.
Arkansas.
Getting warm.
It was one of those type places.
Georgia.
It's the Appalachians.
Yeah.
So we're
Oh.
kind of right, but I kind of would rather you said it was the Appalachians
Oh, okay.
than like trying to name states. 'Cause,
Oh,
yeah.
all right.
But it's okay. I'll give you that. Captain Jack Sparrow's beloved ship in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Black Pearl.
Other than the Black Pearl?
The Black Pearl. Where is the Amityville Horror House?
Long Island, New York.
Very good. This one make me very proud if you get it. The fictional Scream Town.
Oh, Michael knows that one, right?
No, it's
No? Michael.
No Scott?
Fictional Scream Town. Wow. I
Woodsboro.
Oh, yeah.
Woodsboro.
Sure, that makes sense.
The Woodsboro Killer. Strangler, whatever they called it, right?
Slasher. Stabber.
Wasn't there a thing like
Hot
they did
Chichi
that?
Macarena in the
I mean, I
summertime.
don't really think they
Oh,
did.
okay.
But,
No.
but that's nice. I like that you're trying. Elsa and Anna's Kingdom. I'm gonna say Rivendell. That's the elves.
Elsa and Anna's Kingdom.
From Frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Scott? Michael? Arendelle.
Oh, you were close.
You were
Okay.
very close. And last but not least, the Big Lebowski's car.
Oh, jeez.
Dodge.
It was
POS.
like a little.
Oh, was it a little? He didn't have.
Didn't
a big
he have
old
like a
hoopty?
little piece of junky thing? No, it was big. Oh,
Dodge.
it was a Cadillac something.
I love how he just keeps saying Dodge, Dodge,
Well,
Dodge.
I just want to know if I'm on the right track.
different intonation. 1973 Gran Torino.
Oh.
Okay.
And that was
All
Gears
right.
and
So
Get
final
Going.
score, Sandra, you had 12 and a half.
Hey.
We had 10, 15, 20, 23 and a half.
I'm very
I don't
proud
know.
of
I
y'all.
may, you could add that up and tell us
Yeah.
how many questions you had and see if I missed any.
You guys did really good.
You
I'd
did
say
good.
you won the thing.
Good job. No,
Good
it's-
job,
I
team.
don't know. That might be an F, as far as percentage wise.
No, you guys did good. I think I had. I mean, it wasn't very many questions. It was less than 30. So,
Okay.
guys did it.
Yay.
Yay!
Good job. Thank you for those.
Thank you.
That was awesome. We had fun. So,
What's next?
as we wrap, I think it is Caleb's turn.
All right, so I am. So I've been watching 30 Coins, which is made by Alex de la Iglesia, which I believe means Alex from the church or by the church or something like that. Anyway,
Something like that, yeah.
he also makes movies. Great TV show.
Great
Also
TV
makes
show.
movie. So we're gonna do The Last Circus from 2010. And
Heard a lot about this film.
as of right now, it's on Tubi. I hope that stays.
Holds? Okay.
But I
It keeps.
have no control over that.
No,
So
you do not.
Okay. Well, we better watch it
we
quickly.
we shall try. Trigger warning: there are clowns.
Well, that's why I haven't watched it since 2010.
Oh, no.
It's a clowns.
Okay, cool. I don't know anything about this film, so.
Same. This is a totally blind watch.
Yeah.
Other than like a clip I saw and I like that looks weird. Let's watch that.
That looks weird.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Cool.
All right.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. Hopefully the internet held up. Thank you for producer Scott not walking out of the production. We love you. You're off mute. He won't even look up
He
at
was
us.
only on mute for about 10 seconds.
Thank you, producer Scott. Thank you, Reverend Michael B. Pod people of the future, thanks for listening. In live chat tonight, we had Kristen Stanhope, Estimated Off Laura, Wendy Horror Movie Addict, Popping the Popcorn, Vanilla Ken, Army Beat, 209 Todd, and all you turkey directors out there. Thank you for
God
watching.
bless you.